So the term rapid round, I guess, can be interpreted in lots of different ways, and each team will basically take the concept and use it in the way that best fits their concept, but overall there's an enhancement of team communication and a better outcome for our patients as a result.
Some of the things that I think are important are preparation. So preparing for each rapid round, there's a couple of key things that I do. One of them is printing off a copy of the electronic whiteboard. Ensures we don't jump from one patient to another or one consultant to another. You never lose your way, you don't ever miss a patient out. The second is to do sort of a roll call or attendance, and that's just making sure that there's a representative from each medical team there. We make sure to prepare their environment, and the room that we use was the nurses' station. We make sure that the back door is closed so that there's no traffic in and out that doesn't interrupt our process. We make sure that all the phones are off the hook, and that also ensures that it's just a seamless flow of discussion without interruptions. The other thing that we implemented during Rapid Round was the hot seat, and the hot seat is identified as a red sticker to say hot seat. It's right in the front, and what that enables is whichever team is handing over their patients during Rapid Round has undivided attention of everyone else in the room.
Find is that they do need to be rapid, they need to start on time, and also the chat needs to be directed particularly at discharge planning. We try on this board to get the house officers aware of what hour that we want the patient to go, so this means that the patient is able to plan their transport.
Sometimes it involves our outreach team, and they have to get things ready like home antibiotics or oxygen therapy for families. That takes some time, but they've got a heads up and we can get it going first. That also means we can sometimes establish some early discharge, and that's great because they get to go home a little bit earlier, supported by us.
Be open to it, be present, know the information you need to know. But don't be afraid to speak up as well if you have concerns or you know something about the patient that could be helpful to their journey.
Previously our rapid rounds were quite disorganised and we didn't get a really good sense of what the plans were for people, what the barriers to discharge were when we were expecting to discharge them. Now with the rapid rounds we get the medical staff involved and we have the full MDT there, so we get a clearer sense of how we're getting people discharged and what the plan is for the day from the outset, then we can work on it through the rest of the day.
Before we start, just going over some of the rules, because I know we've had a change in house officers as of today. Some familiar faces, some new faces, so thank you very much. Just a reminder about Rapid Round, we try and keep it rapid. We try and keep the conversation to a minimum. So if we need to have a conversation about any patients in particular, we'll add that on, tack that on to the end of Rapid Round. So try and keep your answers brief, especially if we're addressing MDT, because your input is so valuable in trying to plan for patients' discharge. If you have any struggling to remember the sequence of how to introduce your patient, the prompts are just here in front of you. But try and ensure that there's a goal or an aim for our patient to achieve that day, and be specific around what we need to achieve in order to get the patient home.